Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Niko's Guide to Dating. In this episode today we're going to talk about sex. Before I start, I'm going to read out this quote from Oscar Wilde and then we'll get on with the rest of the video. Everything in the world is about sex, except sex. Sex is about power. And we need to understand that sex sets the power dynamic within a relationship and within the dating of that particular woman. So with that being said, let's move on to the video. So in order to have good sex, I believe that a man needs to know what his fetishes are and what he enjoys to, have during a sexual intercourse. So what are your fetishes? What are the things that you fancy to do in bed? Do you like to be the dominant one? Do you like to be dominated? I mean, there is a certain power dynamic that needs to take place during that sexual act, and the power dynamic is reinforced not in the act itself, but rather in you being able to get the sex that you want, the way that you want it, in the place that you want to have it. So this is an important thing to keep in mind, that if you're able to get the sex that you want, enjoy yourself, then the woman's enjoyment will naturally follow. All these things that I just talked about come from the confidence in the man in asking, requesting, or telling the woman what is the kind of sex that he wants to have. And this can actually happen either before the sexual act or during the sexual act itself. So you ask the woman or tell the woman that she needs to get on her fours, she needs to turn around, she needs to come close, she needs to be on top, whatever you fancy. You need to be able to boss that woman around during the sexual act. If you're able to do that, you're going to get the sex that you want with that woman, and the woman will naturally get some pleasure through the sex act itself. So, I've had a couple of people that said, skill set, is it important? Do you need to know certain things in order to be able to have good sex? And, it is a yes and a no answer to that. I find that with my particular bend of penis, certain positions work best. So for a woman being on top or on her fours or really low down, or me squeezing her tummy while I'm having sex with her, this kind of things work best for me. In my experience, I found that the so-called infamous G-spot lies on the wall above of the vagina, slightly below the pubic symphysis, something that you can tickle with just your two fingers. And you can tickle it with the head of your penis, even during the, tiniest of penetrations, let's say, because it's shallow in the entry through the vaginal orifice. You need to be able to hit cervix as well with your penis, and if you do that, it can make a woman feel a bit of pain and pleasure simultaneously. Also, I'm predicting that the involvement of the cervix in the mix is one of the things that can make a woman feel lightheaded, as irritation of the cervix also leads to low blood pressure and lightheadedness at the physiological level as well. But I'm not terribly knowledgeable when it comes to, sexual physiology, but I'm simply making predictions here, right? If you want more details on that, you should do your own research. But I find that if you read too much into this kind of things, you're not really achieving anything, you're just overthinking about it. But I honestly believe that a woman will get off simply by trying to get you off. A woman will do things and cross boundaries and lines in her head if she wants to pleasure you, and if she sees that you're getting pleasure from the act. You need to understand your fetishes, first of all, and your wants, and, the kind of things that you're willing to put up with. And if you're having the kind of sex that you want to have, a woman's pleasure will naturally follow from that. It is what it is. Karen Strawn said it as well, that, A woman doesn't want to be asked all the time if she's comfortable, if she's enjoying it. She wants to be taken in a way. She wants to enjoy the sex in the manner that you want to enjoy sex. It's as simple as that. And the power dynamic in that is very clear. The man needs to have sex in the way that he wants to have sex. If you're not having sex that you're enjoying, then that partner is not suitable for you, the power dynamic is not working, and you should move on from that partner to the next partner very quickly. And to close this video, I want to say a couple of things more. I mean, keep it safe and use a condom. Keep it consensual, and especially if you're into weird shit like I am, I will record consent on occasion prior to the sexual act just to have evidence that that woman consented, because it can get rough at times. But of course, during sex, you're also exposing yourself to risk. So, always take some precautions. And if you're going to talk big, you must be able to deliver big as well. A woman's expectations on how you're going to be during sex always run wild. So try to control those expectations, tell them how it's going to be, and explain to them this is how you want to have sex. Prior to the sex act, I do that most of the times, just so that they know how it's going to play out. So they proceed into the act knowing full well how I will behave. And they seem to be enjoying it. All right, that's all I had to say. Thank you for listening, and take care, guys.